Good morning. One last video here, a post-hike video I thought I would do just to go over my gear. That's actually Hike AZT Peak out my window, right, my office window right here. Hike AZT Peak is just adjacent to Mica Mountain. I've climbed that a few times. Really nice hike, 9 miles one way with an elevation gain of like 4,000 feet. So let's look at the gear now. Okay, what worked and what didn't work. So this is my 20-degree quilt. I loved it. Worked out great. My liner. I had a quilt liner as well. My Osprey pack liner. This is a pack liner that you could put, all your stuff in to keep it from getting wet, obviously, and it goes inside your pack. The Thermarest. This is the self-inflating mattress. It was great. It's an R value of close to 5. Which I loved, but it was way too bulky. And the only time it's self-inflated was when I was trying to deflate it in the morning. So I still ended up having to blow that thing up. So I probably would scrap that for the next hike. I loved it, but it's just too bulky. I want to get one of the ones that fold up and fit in your pack better. I had to have this thing on the outside of my pack, and it's just too bulky, unfortunately. But I'll give it to my son or something. It was expensive. So definitely put it to use. This foam sleeping pad worked great. I would put it underneath this right here. I would put it underneath just to keep from punctures and stuff. And when I was down in the canyon, I slept on just this because I wanted to go down the canyon light. And this was the only R value is only like a 1, but I could sleep on this to go ultra light if I wanted, but it would have to be warmer temperatures. If it's cold, you almost have to get up off the ground. But anyway. My puffy coat, I have like a medium puffy coat. It's not like a full blown, it's more of a, like mid-spring type thing, but it worked perfect. I slept in it a lot of nights. Got my gloves for hiking, keeps you don't have to use sunscreen on your hands, and for the trekking poles, it works really well. And my possum gloves were awesome. But if you remember at the base of Humphreys, I tore it. So I'm gonna have to sew it. The thumb came out, but it still worked. Here it is, right there. So these possum gloves are awesome. Beanie hat worked great. I'd sleep in these a lot of nights. The second half of the trip when it was so cold. Flip-flops worked great because they were lightweight. And I even had toe socks I would use when it was like cold, so I could still wear these. It's great to get your shoes off and I don't like to have anything on at camp. So unless it was really cold, I would put the socks on and then put these. But most of the time, just regular flip-flops without that. We've got my A's hat, of course, that went along the whole way with me. Food bag, large food bag. The first aid kit, which I used a lot for foot care and hip care. These emergency blankets I never used, thank God. This bottle I took with me the whole way. It strapped it to the back, as you know, empty. I would always fill this up and use this for my camp water, so I didn't have to go into my liter bottles. Because you pour a liter bottle into a 3-cup pot, and the liter bottle's empty. So I would always fill this at camp or carry it like if we went dry camped. I would fill this and it would be good for the whole night for all my dinners and stuff. The Nemo Hornet Osmo tent was awesome. The only thing is the zipper broke on the Rainfly, so I'm going to see if they'll give me a new one because it shouldn't have. I was just trying to open it and it just tore. So, I don't know. Adidas, my hiking hat was an Adidas, so not every hiker uses an Adidas hiking hat, but I'm a sports guy, so Adidas is part of my Cascade trekking poles. This is a second set of carbide tips there. You could see they held up pretty good, but the first 200 miles, I had to get new ones. But these are just like $30 trekking poles. Some people were out there with $200 trekking poles. I don't need that. $29 at Cascade. This is my little scarf I like to wear when it was windy. I would put it in my mouth, or put it in front of my mouth so I didn't breathe in the dust. And a few other little items. Okay, this is my headlamp, which is really neat. This is really cool for the guys. This is a little. My wife got me this little. I'm not a beard guy, so I like it's a rechargeable electric razor, and I use an electric razor even at home. But this was neat because it was nice and small, and it recharged. So you know, I wasn't out there with a scrungy beard all the trip. 50,000 power bank, very heavy. You know, I would still keep it though because I got 4 days of charging out of it. So you know, it's a killer. It's heavy. It's probably, I'm gonna say, gosh, over a pound for sure. It's heavy. This is the pepper gel I got, but I never used, thank God, that Steve Hunt told me about. So what I did was I taped the top so I never sprayed it. But I had this in my tent all the time just in case. This thing was really cool. It's a collapsible water jug, I guess you could say. It opens up. I can see if I can open it real quick, but it opens up like that. And I had this in my tent, and I'm not going to go into details what I used it for. But you could figure it out. I didn't have to get out of my tent at night to, you know, kind of neat. I'm not going to really mention it, but 62-year-old male, so, you know, I use this a lot, and it just, you can use your imagination to what I use that for. This is my little terabyte, terabyte, or whatever you want to call it. All my videos and everything, I had to download to those, so my phone didn't fill up. This thing really helped me. This was something you could wet, and it would go underneath my hat in the hot temperatures. And you do is you get it wet, you wring it out, and then you put it underneath your hat, and it saved me on those 100-degree days. I'd highly recommend something like this. It covers your ears, the back of your head, and it would just fit, you know, right on top of your hat, right underneath your hat. There. This is just my stuff sack, or my ground sheet here, my mid layer. This is my mid layer. I didn't really use it a ton because I always had thermals, and it's my rain gear here. Pillow. I had a pillowcase. This is my pillow here. I should have had this over with the other thing, but I don't like sleeping, you know, without like a pillowcase. So I put that. I had that. So I'm a thermal. I use the thermals a lot, mostly in the second half. Actually, in the beginning of the hike, for the first week, we were up high elevation. So I go thermals at camp. When I get to camp, I didn't really hike with the thermals on because it's too hot. But I did have these on when I got to camp, along with my sweatpants, my A's sweatpants, and let's see, the waterproof socks right here. We've got the Ingenie liners, the toe socks, and then the Darn Toughs. And my Ultras, Mormon Lakes when we switched, so I still got a good amount of tread left on these. I did use the boots early on, and I liked them. They got really good. The Columbia boots were great, but we never had snow in North, so I never needed them. But the ankle support with these are great, but they are more slipperier than the Ultras and heavier. So these combat wipes, I know it's kind of disgusting to talk about it, but these are great. I'm not a toilet paper guy because these are scented. So, man, oh man. And then, of course, the hand sanitizer. But I would highly recommend these. I gave them to some hikers, and they loved them. They're biodegradable. You should pack them out, but they are biodegradable, and they have a little scent to them, which is awesome. Here's my water filtering system. I'm a 2 of everything guy because I lose stuff. So I had 2 Sawyers, 2 Ceanox. And there's times where I filled both of the Ceanox and carried it for a little while. Never used the extra sanitizing of the water or whatever. Never ended up using those. What I would do is taste the brown water after I filtered it. If it tasted all right, I didn't worry about doing that. This is kind of cool. A whole body deodorant. I would spray that as like a shower type of thing. And then got my toothpaste and then these little tides for when you do laundry. That's kind of cool. My glass cleaner right here. I had a mirror. What else are we going to cover here? The bag. I'm very happy with the Durston 55 bag here. No complaints, really. The only thing they could have done was this little strap for the front. Could have been longer because you're always looking, trying to find it. And you're turning your head to snap it when you're snapping it together to this side. I wish they had done it where it was more in the middle. Each one was half the size, you know, half, rather than have one long one and then one short. You always try to find this one, and you happen to look. But other than that, I didn't have a problem with the bag. It worked great. I was able to put my hydration in this front bottle, in this front pocket. My phone was always in this pocket here. These one bottle hydration things are awesome. They lasted the whole trip. So I never had to have two, one on each side. So I had 2 liters of water that I could drink out of the, you know, the tubes here. If you remember, I lost the bite valve because I stepped on it, I think, or something. But these work great the entire time. No complaints whatsoever. I would highly recommend these if you don't feel like trying to grab the bottle out of your pack when you're hiking. Let me see, what was I wanted to show you. I found let me cut this video for a second. So this, this was in the laundry room in Kearney, in the hiker box. It's an REI. Somebody must have left it there. It's with the hood, and it's the UV protection and everything. So I would wear that at camp as well. Sometimes I camped with it. Sometimes, depending upon the weather and stuff. So this was really nice. I happened to come across this thing. I wouldn't splurge at REI for that, but seeing it in the hiker box, I grabbed that. Now, I think I covered everything. Let me see this over here. This worked really good. This little collapsible cup worked good. The 3-cup that my daughter gave me, the 3-cup pot that I would just boil the water in this and then add it to my meals. These flatbreads work really good. You can just seal them. And then, of course, the peanut butter. I had the olive oil and Parmesan cheese. And I came up with my own spices, too, that I took with me. Italian, Mexican, and regular spices, depending upon the meal I had. Got the long fork, spoon, spork. My tea bags there. Let's see what else. This dehydration stuff worked really great. I still have a few extra meals, but there's one of my chicken chilies there. That's what it looks like before you add the water. And you add them you use these little cozies. You put them in these, and then you can leave it, you know, soak for a little bit, hot soak. There's 2 of them. These were a little bit small. I probably would have wanted to get a little bit bigger ones, but, and this is that Nido. It's not Lido, it's Nido. I had the hiker, Karen was mentioning, when I said Lido, she's like, no, it's Nido. So I've been saying Lido on the video, but it's, this is that powdered milk, but it's really, they've come a long way. So I have powdered milk like in the mashed potatoes, and my oatmeal or my cereal. I have it just mixed in there, and then you just add it. It's like you have real milk. It's awesome. And it's got vitamins and everything in it. So these dehydrated meals, they were great. You got spaghetti, penny pasta, turkey, and just all kinds of stuff here. There's a turkey there, a chicken there, and highly recommend it. Here again, I've had a lot of hikers ask me what kind of, this is the dehydrator that I use, Magic Mill. It's kind of cool. It takes quite a while. It takes about 10 hours to do a pasta meal or whatever. They have 10 trays. Sometimes you can skip a tray if you want more air to flow. You got to rotate. You got to babysit them when they're running. When it's running, but well worth it. Saved me a lot of money. Plus, I ate better than any other hiker out there. And the sealer, this is the food sealer. So I always double bagged. Because if you just use these bags that come with it, the pasta, some of the stuff gets real sharp when it dries out. So I always went, freezer bag first, and then these, and then seal it up. Works really, really good. I think I covered everything. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. So this is a whole thing. Next hike could be next May, possibly the Continental Divide Trail, just the state of Mexico or New Mexico. So that would take about another 7 weeks or so. I don't have enough time to do the whole Continental Divide Trail. So here's the Santa Ritas. We got the Santa Ritas out there where we hiked through those. That's Wrightston way out there. That's Wrightston, and these are the other mountains over here that we hiked through. So as you can see, I have a pretty nice view out here. So Really enjoyed giving these videos to you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. And look for my next May, look for my New Mexico Continental Divide. That's 770 miles, so almost exactly the same as the Arizona Trail. And it's a little higher. It starts at 4,000 feet down near Lordsburg or south of Lordsburg, New Mexico. Goes up to 10,000 feet, so it would be higher than Arizona's. Arizona, we went to 9,100. To New Mexico, northern New Mexico goes up to over 10,000 feet. So kind of exciting, and it'll be a year. I got to sell some houses before I can do it again and save some money. So you guys all have a great summer, and thanks again to my clients who helped me, finance this with over the years, all the business they gave me. I know you guys watched. I appreciate it very, very much. And again, one more thank you to my wife, Sally, for all the support she gave me. So you guys have a good day and good summer and the rest of 2026. I have a little baseball coming at the end. I went to a playoff game yesterday, Empire High School, which is right outside of Vail, against Tanca Verde, which we already saw earlier in the year. They were right near the trail at Agua Caliente Trail when we were at the wash there. So have a great day. So just a quick couple of things. I lost 18 pounds on that hike. People want to know. I started at 175 and ended up at 158. Probably would have lost more if I didn't spend more time in the towns. That helped a little eating some of the pizza and stuff. I would say my favorite town that I went through, I had to think about it a long time, but Pine, Arizona, I think was my favorite town. Favorite pizza is a tough one. We actually had pizza in Page, which is not really on the trail, but that's at the very end of the trail. A place called Stromboli's in Page. Very, very good pizza. And I had some spaghetti there too. And so that probably wins the pizza. Fratelli's in Flagstaff would be a close second. Favorite place in the entire trail, my favorite, the coolest place to me was Roosevelt Lake, because I spent that extra day there fishing and stuff. That was the coolest part. It was cool. There was a nice cool breeze coming off that water, and that's about it. I was trying to think of any other things that I met a lot of cool people, like I said, and I would recommend hiking the trail if you can. Just remember, it's a doozy as you start. I mean, you be ready to hike when you first start. Don't go crazy the first couple days. Just go 15 miles. Don't try to do 20s right away. So.
relax.